All right, let's go through the positions after today. Start with XOP. So we just entered XOP. Let's add our slices. So 74% chance. We go to our scan and we see that our scan, so we go through our long ETFs scan. That's not going to show up. So scan, we get XOP right here, which is why we went ahead and added XOP here. Also see OIH, which we are in pretty heavy, but we do have XOP here. And then if we go to our XOP security, still puts, right? So we still had a put call index of, our put call ratio 1.5. However, you know, we are oversold. And let's go here to our chart as we wait for this to load. There we go. All right. So as we maximize this sell, so we are under our fractal energy scan, and we are under here. So go ahead and try a long play just for a bump. We are at a 52-week low, and so I'm basically playing for it not to go below 1950 in the next 10 calendar days. Okay, so that's the trade. So we go back here, small position, right? 10 contracts. So let's even go ahead and create an alert. So we go at or below 1950. Then we will create that alert to go off next week. And so now we have that alert. Let's go through to some of the securities that are being challenged right now. So let's go to WIN. Pretty frustrated actually with this trade. You know, we go to WIN here. You know, down 5%, right? You know, you put this trade on, and you think that a 5% move, a greater than a 5% move, is going to feel pretty okay here. Granted, we're in, you know, kind of small, but it's nonetheless a little frustrating to see this level of a move. You know, I mentioned that I felt that the chart was ugly, right? Chart looked ugly. Here it is, right? Looked like it was going to, you know, you have this kind of movement, but I also saw a potential for some level of support. My plan going into WIN is if we get challenged here at this break even tomorrow, so let's just go ahead here tomorrow, if we get hit right here at 102, and I've got an alert, so let's go to this alert. Yep, so I've got the alert here for at 2. If we get hit at 2, I'm going to just close the position. Close the position, take a little bit of a lump at 138 or so, negative 100, and then just move forward, really move forward there and try something else to make it back. UVXY is fine, URA is fine, Uber. You know, we are here in Uber. It's kind of letting time decay do its thing. A little over 2 months until we get to Uber expiring. We've got a GTC order. TLT is looking fine. SPY, so we took off SPY today. We took off our diagonal. If you still have the diagonal, I mean, you can let it go all the way to the 11th. At this point, though, you know, with the break even up here at 299, we are at 288, so 11. You know, it's a 4% move. You're just not going to see it. Just not going to see it. So you probably have all of the profit that you were otherwise going to get in this particular trade. So we're just going to continue to move forward. SPX challenged here for sure. Challenged here. Let's actually take a look at volatility. So let's take a look. Here, if we get up here past the 10-2 volatile mark, that'll be a 20-day high, and so I'll add another probably 25 delta SPX So let's go SPX. Let's go 25 delta 60 days. Would be right here. And then we would go down, find that 25 delta 2735. So that's what we'd be looking at, 2735 as our short strike there. Okay, let's get back to our Analyze tab. Gold is looking fine. Letting time decay. We're getting closer now. I think I saw 24 days, maybe? Yeah, 24 days. So we're 24 days away from this. By the time we get into next week, we'll be close. So now let's go back to EWJ. Okay. So EWJ, here's the game plan for tomorrow with EWJ too. So we are right there at that break even, 56.03. So another one where we went with put to call ratio. Again though, calls vastly outnumbered. So this would have hit, it wouldn't have hit our volume, right? What we want for volume, but it certainly hit for our put to call ratio. So folks are still betting that this is going to go up there with the put to call ratio. Here's my game plan with EWJ. So we're going to wait until we've got 420 risked to make 80. We're going to let this go all the way down to 55.92. So 55.92. Let's see where our alert is. EWJ is at 56. So we're actually just going to edit this. And the reason is because of the put to call ratio here. 55.92 expire this week. Okay. So we changed that just a little bit, 55.92, which means we've still got 10 cents of movement here. We go back. I think that if we get hit, right, if we get hit 55.92, I'm going to exit the trade. Really, I'd like to see a gap up tomorrow in order to really get an idea of feeling a little bit more comfortable in this trade. If we get a move up tomorrow, then I think that we'll be okay. Let's take a look at the chart. The put to call ratio feels really, really good. And there's not a lot of size, but the ratio itself feels really good. And we'll go back here in just a second. So we are nearing the bottom of this channel. We've got some support right here. We'll see what happens with this trade, right? We'll see what happens here. See if we go, but we could very easily see a gap up tomorrow. Here's our real support line. It's 55.50, which is where our long strike here on the particular trade is. Let's go into scanning. Here's the list of scans that are showing up on our potential long scan. So the only two ETFs are both oil-related, XOP and OIH, and we're in both, but you've got things like Linden Co., GoGo, Hyatt. So you've got some pretty big companies here. You've also got some smaller ones like SRC Energy, Carnival, right, CCL, and they actually, I thought, had earnings coming up. So those are potential long scans. Let's see if anything comes up on the short. Nothing on the short. Nothing on the short. Let's load the put to call ratio scan. Got just a couple. AT&T. Huge put to call. Let's go into AT&T. Oh, wow. 2 million calls traded versus 90,000 puts. Let's take a look at that. See, that's interesting, right? That's interesting to take a look at. Wonder if there's any news. Let's take a look here. Okay, so you saw a 20,000. Let's just bring up the calculator real quick. Okay, so take this calculator. 20,000 times 7.5 times 100. So what is that? It's $15 million worth of in one 30 call. Interesting. Okay, so it's totally at least when you look at that, it is a move to its synthetic stock, right? Looks like 30 call, so it's deep in the money, 750, not a ton of implied volatility, so very little implied volatility. Part of a spread, though. Okay, so it's part of a spread. Still pretty major. Okay, so interesting. So 15 million is part of a spread. Of course, it was certainly not that large, but it's still 20,000 versus 2 million. So interesting, worth taking a look at. Let's go back to our scan. Verizon, Delta, UNG. So put the call ratio there in UNG. Looks like something might be there. Where is the, all right, IV in earnings. So let's take a look, see anything pop up on earnings. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything for, oh, okay, CCI, so Crown Castle, a bank, and then INFY. So those would be what I would be looking at going in. Let's see when earnings are. 10/11, 10/19, and 10/16. Okay, so that's where our earnings are. So that's it. That's where we're at with the market today. If you have any questions, reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at Sell That Option. There's the game plan going into tomorrow, as well as some general thoughts and some possibilities for us to look at trading.